Imagine floating 250 miles above Earth, looking at our beautiful planet through the space station window. Overwhelmed by emotion, a tear wells up in your eye. You wait for it to roll down your cheek, a poetic moment of cosmic sadness. But instead, nothing happens. Or rather, something incredibly bizarre happens. Does space travel ban sadness? Do emotions get switched off in orbit? Absolutely not. Astronauts feel everything, from profound awe to homesickness. But they cannot cry the way we do. The obstacle isn't psychological, it is a consequence of fluid physics. In the weightless environment of space, tears literally do not know how to behave because they have no gravity to guide them. To understand why crying fails in orbit, we have to appreciate how reliant our eyes are on Earth's gravity. On Earth, we take the mechanics of crying completely for granted. Your brain registers an emotion, and the glands above your eyes produce liquid, a mix of water, proteins, and salt, to protect the eye. Normally, this fluid drains quietly through tiny holes in the corners of your eyelids. But when you are overwhelmed by emotion, your glands produce a massive surplus of fluid, and the drainage system is instantly overwhelmed. This is where gravity steps in. The Earth's gravitational pull exerts a constant downward force on every molecule of that excess water. It drags the liquid over the edge of your eyelid, forming a droplet. That droplet then rolls down your cheek and drips off your chin. Crying on Earth is a tiny, gravity-driven waterfall. It is an efficient biological drainage mechanism that relies entirely on the fact that down is a permanent direction. Now, strip that force away. On the International Space Station, everything is in a state of perpetual freefall, creating weightlessness. In this environment, if an astronaut gets emotional, their glands still function perfectly and the eye surface becomes wet. But once the water leaves the eye, the process breaks down. Because there is no gravity, there is no down. The tear has no reason to flow toward the cheek. Instead of rolling, the liquid just sits there. As more fluid is produced, the tear simply accumulates. Thanks to the natural moisture of the eye and the surrounding skin, the water sticks to itself and to the face. Within moments, a small pool of water forms directly over the eyeball. As the astronaut continues to cry, this pool grows. Instead of a stream of tears, a trembling dome of water swells over the eye, acting like a liquid magnifying glass. If you don't wipe it away, it will eventually grow large enough to cover both eyes, completely blinding you with a shaking, clinging bubble of your own tears. To understand why water behaves this way, we have to look at a physical force that is usually masked on Earth: surface tension. Water molecules love to cling to one another. On Earth, we rarely see the true power of this force because gravity is constantly crushing, flattening, and breaking water structures. Gravity forces water to pool in flat puddles, run down window panes, and drip from faucets. But in microgravity, gravity is taken out of the equation. Suddenly, surface tension becomes the absolute ruler of fluid dynamics. Without gravity to tear them apart, water molecules pull themselves together into the most structurally efficient shape possible, a perfect sphere. This is why spilled juice on the space station instantly forms a hovering sphere that floats through the air. And this is exactly what happens to an astronaut's tears. The liquid is held against the eye by surface tension, forming a growing, jelly-like bubble. NASA astronaut Chris Hadfield once demonstrated this by squeezing drinking water directly into his eye. Within seconds, a massive, wobbly ball of water covered his eye and half of his cheek. He warned his viewers with a smile, "Your eyes will make tears, but they'll just stay there, so if you're going to cry in space, make sure you have a towel handy." While a floating bubble of water on your face might sound like a cool science trick, in reality, it is a genuine hazard. On Earth, crying is a relief; in space, it is a painful, irritating mess. Tears are highly saline. When a tear cannot drain, it simply sits on the sensitive surface of the eye. As the water slowly evaporates in the dry, conditioned air of the space station, the salt concentration rises, leading to intense burning. Because you cannot simply blink the tear away, the irritation worsens, prompting your eye to produce even more tears, which only adds to the burning bubble on your face. Furthermore, this is a massive problem during physical exertion. When astronauts exercise, they sweat profusely. Just like tears, sweat does not drip off their skin. It forms a creeping sheet of salty moisture that glides directly into their eyes. During spacewalks, when astronauts are sealed inside pressurized spacesuits, this can become life-threatening. If sweat or a stray tear gets trapped in an astronaut's eye, they cannot reach inside to wipe it away. They have to rely on rubbing their face against a small foam block inside the helmet just to clear their vision. The inability to cry is just the visible surface of a deeper crisis that weightlessness inflicts on the human body's hydraulics. Our bodies are complex bags of salt water calibrated for Earth's gravity. On Earth, gravity pulls about 2 liters of your fluids down toward your legs. In space, that downward pull disappears, while the body's upward pumps keep working. The result is a rapid phenomenon known as fluid shift. Within hours, nearly half a gallon of fluid migrates from the legs up into the chest and head. This causes dramatic changes. Astronauts' legs visibly shrink, while their faces swell up, a phenomenon NASA calls the moon face effect. More seriously, this fluid pressure builds up inside the skull, pushing directly against the back of the eyeballs. Over weeks in orbit, the constant pressure flattens the eyeball and causes the optic nerve to swell. This condition is known as SANS, or spaceflight-associated neuroocular syndrome. It can permanently degrade an astronaut's vision, turning perfect 20/20 sight into severe farsightedness. Microgravity doesn't just stop you from crying, the lack of gravity actively wages war on your ability to see. Ultimately, the science of cosmic crying reveals a profound truth. The human body is not a universal machine, it is a highly specialized piece of biological technology, exquisitely engineered by millions of years of evolution to operate under one specific condition, Earth's gravity. Every single system we possess is calibrated to a constant 1g pull. Our hearts expect to fight gravity. Our bones expect to support weight. Our inner ears rely on gravity to keep us balanced. And our tear ducts expect our sadness to flow down our cheeks. When we venture into the cosmos, we are stripping away the very foundation upon which our biology was built. We can take our technology and our courage with us, but we cannot easily escape our evolutionary design. So, can you cry in space? Emotionally, absolutely. Looking out at the vastness of the universe, you will feel the exact same depth of awe and sorrow. Your eyes will produce the tears of that silent realization. But those tears will not fall. They will cling to you, forming a quiet, trembling sphere of water over your eye, a physical reminder that your body is still homesick, and that you were built for a world where tears run free.